Oh yeah, I can live it up here. Hell yeah, she keep her refrigerator full. She ain't got no kids running around here. You know, I ain't got to do nothing but go on upstairs a couple of days a week, knock her down, and I could live lush. Yeah. Oh, my life, be waiting for you. Look how you do. Hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NayRob on YouTube. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, and for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue reading Brother Ray by our guy, David Ritz. Y'all, it's going to be a crazy weekend because I actually work this weekend. So it's Friday and I'm trying to get these videos completed so I can edit them on my lunch break at work and upload them in time for you all to have them in the morning. So don't be so mad when I'm not in front of the camera, or, you know, I ain't as funny. It's just, I'm just moving, baby. That's it. When I first arrived, I didn't even know what grass was. But after playing several gigs around town, I started smelling it. I questioned the other musicians about what they were smoking. During the breaks, I asked if I could follow them out. No. Come on, man. None of your business, RC. Come on, man. Too much trouble, RC. You don't have to carry me out there, I said. I'm not crippled. I'm not lame. I just want to see what you cats are doing. Baby, that's the same way he got tied up with that boy. Okay, that Diesel. That jugger, as my mama would call it. Hey, what y'all doing in here? What's happening? What's going on? Get out of here, RC. You don't want none of this. Yes, I do. Why you think I can't do it? In this moment, I'm seeing, because of his blindness, he wants to prove to himself and everyone else that he can do everything anybody else can do, because that's how he was raised. I'll never let my blindness get in the way of me doing what everybody else do, good or bad. The older musician was like, we're not about to hook you up with this dope because this dope can be a monster. One of those nasty, disgusting bastards was like, he wanted, let's go ahead and give it to him. If he wanted, I have to say it again. There was no pusher hanging around the back alley who enticed me into it. No white cat or no black cat got me hooked on or encouraged me to turn on. Hell, the stuff cost money, and no one was giving it away. I had to look for it myself. I had to seek it out, and I wanted the shiz bad enough, so I found a way to get it. I went back to bugging the other musicians. What are y'all effing with now? I'd asked some cats getting ready to shoot up. Nothing, kid. Come on, man. Let me try that stuff. No way, RC. You're still a baby. F that noise. If y'all are doing it, I can do it too. Listen here, RC. It's bad for you. Don't give me that shiz, man. If it's bad for me, it's bad for you. So why the heck are you doing it? Can't be all that bad. Anyway, I kept pushing. I've always been able to argue, and I've always been persistent. There was no big, profound psychological reason. It was curiosity more than anything. The way I was around mechanical devices, the way I was around musical instruments, electronic playthings, well, that's how I was around drugs. Once I started, I saw no reason to stop. In those days, it didn't even cost that much. You could buy a reefer for 50 cents. And if you had $5, you could buy 20 joints. A $4 or $5 bag of heroin was plenty strong in 1948. In the beginning, I might cop a bag once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks. I didn't have to get high every day. And usually I didn't have enough money to do that anyway. All my bread wasn't going for dope. Far from it. I had Louise to support, and I also had my music habit to feed. Around then, I bought myself my first piano for $150 or $200. It was a little electric job. To me, it was like a toy, and I loved it. Yeah, spend your money on better shit, dummy. This is the background to my flirtations with dope. I don't tell you these things to excuse me. I figure I don't need any excuses, but only so you'll understand what was running through my brain back then. I suppose you could say that I was entering manhood. On top of that, I didn't want to miss out on anything. And even though I was blind, I was still as observant as anyone else, maybe a little more so. I always knew what was happening. As I told you before, I was a nervy kid. Well, that applied to all things, drugs included. The secrecy surrounding drugs made them even more intriguing. Many of the great cats who could really play were on drugs. Well, that's not a lie. When you think about that, you got all these damn musicians. I mean, come on. Every rapper, baby. I don't know why pills are held in such a higher regard. Ninja. A pill is the same thing as dope, baby. It's just they not breaking it down and putting it in a needle and shooting it in your neck. But it start off with pills like that. That's why you can't go to the emergency room with your leg cut off, baby, and get a damn Percocet. They gonna give you an ibuprofen and tell your ass to wait. These doctors, these hospitals, these facilities don't want to be what's that word? They don't want to be responsible for no more addiction. When I had my boobs done, not like done, but my reduction done, baby, they put me on this thing called a nerve blocker. I ain't even go home with, with a pain pill. Because they put me on a nerve blocker. I was good. You hear me? I mean, good. They put some shit in my cocktail or something. And they was like, well, you don't have to worry about pain when you go home because this is what's going to happen. Baby, they're not messing around with you pill poppers no more. I don't even know how and why they even sell pills no more. Who's getting them? Because, bitch, I don't know nobody that's able to get them pills. And if they are pills, baby, they ain't regular pills. They ain't just plain pills. Them Finny pills, blink, if you know what I'm saying. If I had seen the bad effects of heroin, the vulgar side everyone talks about, I wouldn't have done it. I wasn't stupid, and I wasn't interested in messing myself up. I just wanted to get high along with everyone else, enjoy life, and play my music. Remember, I love me. And I haven't ever wanted to destroy myself. I mean, he is 18. Everybody entitled to do dumb shit at 18. Dope was something musicians did among themselves privately. and they had to like you to include you in. Like I said, no one was stuffing it down your throat or up your nose. I had done what I needed to do in Seattle. After a year or two, I had seen that I could come to a strange city with a friend or a contact in the world and still make it. I went in blind and I came out blind. And I was none the worse for it. I survived. Once Louise split for Tampa, I was ready to move. I've always been ready to move. It suits my style. It was 1950 when I moved to LA. As I told you, I had been there once before to record for Jack Lauderdale without my trio. And it was that first LA session sometime in 1949 that produced Baby, Let Me Hold Your Hand. I knew how to play the music they called bebop, and I loved it. I respected these cats because they could play their asses off. I kept up with the changes so I could hold my own if I fell into a jam session. But at the same time, I wanted to remain independent. I had to continue to make money. And in order to carry my own weight, I wanted to make sure I could do the popular music of the day. That still meant Nat Cole and Johnny Moore's Three Blazers featuring Charles Brown. Those cats were hotter than ever now. And so I kept on imitating them. It was working, and I saw no reason to stop. When it came to earning a living, I was a cautious man. Naturally, a great deal of other music was floating round. There was a mighty strong blues wind blowing up and down the West Coast. T-Bone Walker could be felt everywhere, and so could Big Joe Turner. Don't forget Louis Jordan either. He remained a popular figure with everyone, musicians and the public. The main thing beyond pure bebop and pure blues was my singing. I could sing before I even knew where a note on the piano was. I had been around my voice before any other instrument. And more I began to realize that my singing was more me than anything else. Finally, though, I stayed loose in order to stay together. And in order to get work, that was the main thing. If a cat had a blues gig or a jazz gig or just a piano gig in a white club, I wanted him to think, hey, I'll call Brother Ray. He can do this shiz. When I got to LA, I was lucky enough to meet a woman, and that solved my housing problems. Niggas don't change no matter what year it is. No matter if a ninja is homeless and don't have a place to stay, a ninja will fall in love so quick with a bitch. Let me go around here and eat up on this daggone girl so she don't never want me to leave. I'm telling you, if I ever become single again, it ain't like I'm going to be, rushing to do it. But a girl in this climate, with all these soft men going on, I'm not talking about gay. I'm talking about straight, soft men. They want you to take care of them. Okay? With all these soft men, I'm sending you home, girl. You got to go home. Listen. We done what we came here to do. We finished doing it. Now, get your shit. Don't leave your don't be slick about it, little boy dagger. Get your shits and go home. When I got to LA, I was lucky enough to meet a woman, and that solved my housing problem. Her name was Loretta, and she was Jack Lauderdale's secretary. I was always hanging around Jack's office. That's where me and Loretta started flirting with each other. I was living at the Dunbar Hotel on Central Avenue when Loretta invited me to stay with her. There was no hesitancy on my part. Loretta lived in a court where she had this cute cottage, and I was cozy as I could be. Oh yeah, I can live it up here. Hell yeah. She keep her refrigerator full. She ain't got no kids running around here. You know, I ain't got to do nothing but go on upstairs a couple of days a week, knock her down, and I could live lush. Yeah. The ninja plotted on you, Miss Loretta. He plotted on you, girl. But, you know, it ain't like I ain't ever been plotted on either. After losing Louise, things were turning around a bit. Loretta helped my spirits to stop sinking and to start arising once again. Things weren't so sweet for our trio, though. Milt and Gossity had come down to LA with me, and we recorded a bunch of tunes. Things like Honey Honey and She's on the Ball for Jack Lauderdale's Swing Time label. But there weren't many gigs for the trio, and Milt and Gossity went back to Seattle. I met many well-known people in this period of my life, but no one really impressed me much. No one, that is, until one evening in a Los Angeles nightclub when I found myself face to face with Art Tatum. I was dazed, like I had been hit by thunder. This was my God before me, and I couldn't utter a word. Couldn't tell him how much I loved him. Couldn't let him know that I had listened to all his records. I just stood there like an idiot with my mouth open and my heart beating so fast that I was sure everyone around me could hear it thumping. Listening to Art Tatum, I was constantly reminded of how little I could play. He kept me humble. I was starting to have a pretty good time around LA, and much of that was due to Jack's friendship and his business interest in me. He got me gigs and even let me drive his car, sitting next to me and telling me which way to go. But the most important thing he did was put me on the road with Lowell Fulson. That was a move which changed everything.